Welcome to the Go Diaper-Free podcast, where we're all about helping you stop depending on diapers as early as birth. I'm your host, Andrea Olson, author and mom of 5 E-Seed babies. This is episode 46, The Reset. So welcome to the show today, you guys. I'm glad you're here again. We've been on quite a roll. I thought about one of the biggest things that people have to do in the middle of EC sometimes, and wanted to share about it today. It's called the reset. I thought about it the other day because I know a lot of moms and dads are struggling with this right now, where EC feels like it's a total flop and failure, and they just need a break, but they don't really want to stop and abandon doing EC altogether. So what is a reset? A reset is when you feel stressed about pottying your baby. There's a lot of resistance maybe. Maybe you're going through a potty pause. Maybe you're just completely unsuccessful and you feel like you have no idea what you're doing and it's just really stressing you out, making you feel like a failure at parenting and all that stuff. Maybe you just need a break because you're overwhelmed. Maybe you're dealing with postpartum depression. Maybe you have like a million other kids. Maybe it's just not time for EC right now. But like I said at the beginning, you don't want to completely abandon EC. You really don't want to give up. You believe in it. You believe in its impact on children, on your family, on your connection, on the earth, to the environment, all that stuff. So you really don't want to abandon EC and you really want it to work out, but you're just at your wit's end. If this is you, this episode is definitely going to help. You have full permission to do a reset. And I learned this from somebody who does potty training, and I decided to see if it would work with EC, because EC is very different from potty training, but the impact of stressing out a mom or dad during this process is kind of the same. So it can be very stressful and very hard when things are just falling apart and aren't working, especially if EC has been working perfectly and beautifully from birth, and then that little child starts walking and you're having a really hard time. You can also do a reset in the very beginning. Any age between 0 and 18 months, total permission to do a reset. If you're past 18 months, please don't do a reset. Please just take a couple weeks break while you read my potty training book and just do a potty training experience to wrap it all up. Even if you've done a little bit of EC or a lot or none, it doesn't matter what you've done before. Even if you've tried to potty train, reset is not going to necessarily get you back on track with EC after 18 months. After 18 months, developmentally, they're more helped. Your children are more helped by doing potty training experience. Within the potty training experience, you might want to do a reset, and that is covered in that book if that happens. If potty training becomes really hard, you can do a reset there. But today we're going to talk about reset as far as elimination communication goes. So just so that's clear. Okay, so that's why the reset might need to happen. Stress, resistance, you feel like a failure, things are failing, you need a break, lots of misses, lots of misguesses, you're just not getting it. Or there's severe trouble like between you guys and you don't want to psychologically damage them or your relationship, which it won't, because your kids are really forgiving. And if in your heart of hearts, you're really just trying to help, they get it. They know that. But it can be stressful. So you might want to reset. So this is how we do it. You want to mark 2 weeks on your calendar starting right this second, and mark it on your calendar because you are a mom or dad and the time's going to pass and you're going to go, wait, when was I supposed to do that? I forgot. Set an alarm on your calendar, on your phone if you want. During these 2 weeks, you will be doing no pottying and no EC. There are 2 exceptions to this, but I'm gonna encourage you to do nothing, even if you think you should. Okay, it's gonna be really hard to go back to no pottying after doing it, but trust me, you need a break and you deserve a break. So during these 2 weeks, you're gonna use the diaper as a backup while you step away. You might feel like you're using the diaper as a toilet, but if everything's been going bonkers anyway and you haven't been catching anything anyway, what's the difference? It's just not going on your floor, right? You're going to use that diaper for the tool, and it was invented to be it was invented to be a convenient backup, and it's turned into a convenient toilet. We're not going to use it as a toilet. We're going to use it as a backup. And by the way, a little preview, episode 48 upcoming is going to be about the purpose of a diaper, backup versus toilet. So definitely tune into that one when it comes out. So during this 2 weeks, you're going to put 2 weeks on the calendar, use the diaper as a backup while you step away. You're not giving up. You are coming back to it. So clear out that guilt. Notice if you feel guilty. Notice if you feel like a failure. And just say, hey, I'm feeling that way. That is the number one way to get that feeling to kind of slide off. You don't push away from it. You just accept it and acknowledge it. Hey, I'm feeling like a failure. I suck at EC. That's what I think anyway. And then turn around and go, you know what? This is going to help us make a step. And I don't know what it's going to look like. Let's just do this because everything else, I just need a break. So again, permission granted for that break. Let's talk about the only 2 reasons you would want to potty during this reset at all. The first one is for poops. If you are consistently getting 100% of poops anyway, and you need to do a reset because you're having issues with struggles with pee, then by all means, don't let that baby start pooping in a diaper. Get the poops in the potty. You notice they're starting to poop, just say, all right, let's go poop, and put them on the potty. You notice they start to poop, and you really just don't want to have to clean it up during this reset, and you usually don't have that much resistance with it. Cool. Then you say, hey, you're pooping. Wait. Take the diaper off and put them on the potty and catch the poops. So poops are one sort of hall pass you get with the reset if it doesn't cause a bunch of struggle. If it does, then you're going to let the diaper take it and you're going to clean it up during that time. Okay, so the second little hall pass I can give you is if it is 100% obvious and you are 100% sure and your baby is feeling completely willing, and so are you, then you can potty. If you always get the morning pee and that's never been a struggle, keep doing that. But the rest of the day, you are not allowed to do EC for 2 weeks, okay? So if there's something that's pre-existing that's already working, keep doing that during the reset. But I really want you to not offer at all any other times. Don't offer transition times. Don't offer any other times. This also gives your baby a break. This gives your toddler a break. And this also allows them to reclaim the process for themselves without you intruding anymore. Shame on you for intruding. If they were crawling and walking in an intact indigenous culture, somewhere in the world even today where there aren't diapers, they would be done with you. They wouldn't need you to help with all this stuff. And because they can't do it completely by themselves, sometimes they resist. We talked about why babies resist the potty in episode 42. If you missed that one, go back to it. But anyway, this reset also gives your child a break and reduces the stress in the house. It's good for everybody. It's a blessing. If you notice guilt, just let that slide right off. This is a good thing. Now, I don't want you to try for any others because this is a time for break, but if it's 100% obvious so if you don't get any obvious signals at all right now, and then you do this reset, and during the time your baby starts giving obvious signals, it's because they finally have the space and the bandwidth and the privacy, and this process is now fully their own again, to voluntarily tell you that they want help and that they need to go. So if they point at their diaper or they tug at it and they look right at you, don't say a word, take off the diaper and stick them on the potty. And if that means that your reset is over, then don't finish the 2 weeks. But if you're really having a hard time, then do the whole 2 weeks. All right, so, and again, it will only be 100% obvious if you are already catching that one before, like the poops, or if your baby feels like they have so much leeway now and so much ownership that they're going to voluntarily tell you because you're resetting. And this does not mean give up on EC. This just means reset. You have an end time on this. It's like telling your partner that you're in an argument and say, you know what? I can't talk about this. I'm too stimulated right now. I'm too triggered, but I will come back in 15 minutes and we can talk about it. It helps everyone know that there is a container, if that makes sense, that holds all of this process. Okay. So what do we do after the reset, Andrea? Okay, we've done a reset. Now what? Just leaving me hanging. No, I would never leave you hanging. We want to get back on track. So if you have my book already, you're just going to do some more observation time and learn your baby again and pretty much start from scratch, get some new information. How often is my child going? You can do this with a training pant backup if they're already walking, stuff like that. I have a lot of information on that in the book, Go Diaper-Free. You're going to go back and you can start in with just the easy catches. You can just keep doing what's working. But now the diaper as a backup becomes the variable. It might be time and you might have had so much stress and resistance because your child was telling you that they want to be independent. So you might want to jump right into potty training with the hybrid plan or with my potty training book. Now the hybrid plan comes with the Go Diaper-Free book. The potty training plan is part of my book for older ones. You can do that around 15 or 16 months. Hybrid plan, like 12 to 18 months if you're in there and you feel like after this reset, I feel like it's just such a strong sign I need to stop using diapers and you're between 12 and 18 months, do it. Oh my gosh. It'll be such a gift. Learn through observation. Get rid of the daytime diapers. If you want to do a little hybrid, couple of day naked thing, observation, teaching time, it's all covered in the hybrid section that's part of my book owners. area of the Go Diaper-Free book. So if you have questions about what method to use with what age, definitely email us. But the other options after your reset, if you already have my book especially, because then you know the big picture, what you're dealing with, I have a deep dive into potty pause that you can learn about what you're going through during the reset, and then it tells you how to get back, into things afterwards. But I really recommend the mini courses called Getting Back on Track. And I also have a podcast episode on getting back on track. So I'll link to that in the show notes as well. I can't remember the number offhand. So when you're done, you want to get back on track. Case in point, that's it. That's the main point. So go over to the show notes. And that's all I'm going to tell you because it's very simple. Go to godiaperfree.com/46. And I want you to comment, do you need to do a reset? Do you feel like I've named your symptoms and you need to do a reset? Tell us and then we can support you. Or have you done a reset and did it work? Or do you have any questions about this? Or did this just blow your mind and you're so excited? Whatever it is, go over to the show notes and comment there. We respond to every single one. And check out some of those resources. I've linked to all of them over at godiaperfree.com/46. So you can pick and choose. It's like a menu. Go Diaper-Free is like a menu of things anywhere in the process. And the point is during the reset, don't stop doing EC. You're just going to step back, take a much needed breather, reduce all, like if you're in a tug of war and you don't want to be in one, then let go of the rope, right? But we want to pick up the rope later. Okay. Now we're going to hear a tip from and I look forward to hearing your comments over there. A tip from one of our readers, Ayelet. So Ayelet lives in Israel. She has a website, afterbirthdoula.com. She's amazing. She's a postpartum doula and baby signs ICI, and that's her website. She began ECing her third child inconsistently since birth, somewhat. And her baby is currently 1.5 years old, and they're in the process of potty training. So at 18 months, they're wrapping things up with potty training after doing some EC, which is totally a great option. Her tip for all of you is, it's not all or nothing. Reduce stress, which is what a reset's all about, right? Reduce stress. If you're stressed out, you won't be doing anyone any favors. EC when it suits you, as long as it remains as stress-free as possible. Babies like their parents as calm as they can get them. I think that's wonderful advice. Thank you so much for that, Ayelet. And we'll definitely check out your website, especially if you're in Israel. But she also does remote stuff. I just think, everybody in our community has such great advice for each other. If you don't have my book already, comes with a support forum, and you really could learn a lot from each other there. Take Ayelet's advice, reduce the stress. If you need to do a reset, no harm, no foul, do it, and then get back on track. All right, so that's it for today's podcast. I'm Andrea Olson. This has been the Go Diaper-Free podcast, and I will see you soon. Okay, that's it, you guys. All right, so that's a little behind the scenes and a little bit of how I do this podcast thing. I want you to comment below this video right now. Do you need a reset? Have you done a reset? Do you have any tips or need any advice? Did something blow your mind in this video? Tell us in the comments below. We respond to everyone. And also definitely check out the show notes for those resources that I named as well. I might also have posted them below this video. I can't remember. Postpartum brain, And definitely, I know for this for a fact, if you subscribe and you hit the bell below this video, I will let you know when the next video is up. It could be a podcast recording. It could be a Q&A tip. It could be something brand new. All right, so stay tuned and thanks for being here. I'm Andrea with Go Diaper-Free. Bye-bye.